Is your IP address safe from hackers? An IP, or Internet Protocol Address, is a series of numbers that identifies your device. An IP is used to help devices talk to each other and exchange data. For example, when you visit a website, it uses your device's IP address to recognize where to load information. Every device that connects to the Internet has an IP. Even your network router has its own IP. IP addresses are important, but can they be used against you by hackers? The short answer is yes. That's why you should use a VPN, or Virtual Private Network. It hides your IP address from outside users and keeps your online activity private. A VPN sends your data through a secure tunnel to the VPN servers. The data is then encrypted and rerouted to the website you want to reach, safe from cybercriminals and identity thieves. As a bonus, internet searches on a VPN remain private. That means your internet service provider won't have your browsing history to sell to third parties. Your information is kept safe instead of exposed when there are data breaches. While it's smart to use a VPN, the good news is most individuals aren't at risk from hackers. They can't use your IP to hack into your computer or remotely control it. It is companies and websites whose IPs are usually targeted in cyber attacks. If a hacker knows a company's IP or a website's IP, they could perpetrate a DOS, or denial of service attack. A DOS floods a network with data. This overloads the network, preventing normal traffic from getting through. Whether you're online for work or personal use, there's always a risk, great or small. Let's review what you can do to protect yourself. First, make sure your IP is protected with a firewall. If your router doesn't have a built-in firewall, contact your internet service provider to find out how to set one up. Next, use a VPN, such as Secure Connection. Lastly, don't share your IP with anyone. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Protect your IP and your peace of mind.
Passwords are everywhere. We use them to access our money, our communications, even our social lives. At first, we used one password for everything, but that wasn't good enough, so we started making our passwords even more complicated and began using password managers to organize the dozens or hundreds of the unique passwords we used. But no matter how complex our password system was, it was never enough to prevent account takeover, because all it took was one phishing email or database exploit, and your password was out in the world. So, if passwords are impossible to protect on their own, what do we do? That's where two-factor authentication comes in. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, adds a second method of identity verification to secure your accounts. First, the thing you know, your password. Then, something unique that you have, like your phone or fingerprint. By combining your password with one of these factors, attackers can't access your account even if they have your password. The most common 2FA systems use a unique one-time code with every login attempt. This code is tied to your account and generated by a token, smartphone, or sent to you by text message. The more modern and most secure form of 2FA uses a mobile app to send an approval notification to your smartphone or smartwatch for the least hassle possible. With 95% of breaches involving account takeover, two-factor authentication is the most effective method of prevention. It's time for everybody, businesses, governments, and you, to take the easy and effective step of enabling two-factor authentication on all accounts. If it uses a password, it needs to use two-factor authentication.